Riches are not stored in vaults. They are stored in the mind. And tonight, while the world sleeps, we will reprogram yours. You see, most men spend their entire lives chasing money without ever understanding that wealth is first created in the invisible realm of thought before it ever manifests in the visible world of material things. The millionaire does not become rich by accident. He becomes rich because his mind has been disciplined to think in terms of abundance, opportunity, and definite action. Your mind right now, at this very moment, is either your greatest asset or your most dangerous liability. And here is the truth most will never accept. Poverty begins in the mind long before it appears in the wallet. You have been drifting. You know it. I know it. You wake up. You go through the motions. You repeat the same thoughts you had yesterday, and you wonder why your circumstances never change. You tell yourself you want more, but wanting is not enough. Wishing is not enough. Hope without action is merely a pleasant dream that dies with the sunrise. You have confused activity with achievement. You have confused being busy with being purposeful. You have allowed the world to program you into mediocrity while you sleep, and now you wonder why you cannot break free. Let me tell you something about the human mind that most people will never learn. It is the only thing over which you have absolute control, and yet most people surrender that control to circumstances, to other people's opinions, to fear, to doubt, to the hypnotic rhythm of routine. You were born with a mind capable of creating anything you can conceive and believe, and yet you use it to replay old failures, to justify current limitations, to manufacture reasons why you cannot instead of discovering reasons why you must. I spent 20 years studying the most successful men in America. Andrew Carnegie, Thomas Edison, Henry Ford, John D. Rockefeller. These were not men born into privilege. These were men who decided what they wanted, formed a definite plan to get it, and refused to recognize defeat. And every single one of them told me the same thing in different words. Riches begin in the mind. The thought comes first. The feeling follows. The action emerges. The result appears. But it all starts with a single thought held with burning desire until it becomes an obsession that commands your entire being. You think the millionaire has something you do not have. You think he was lucky. You think he had connections. You think he had opportunities you never received, and you are wrong. What he has is a mind that has been programmed to see opportunity where you see obstacles, to see possibilities where you see problems, to see stepping stones where you see stumbling blocks. He does not think differently because he is rich. He is rich because he learned to think differently. Right now, your subconscious mind is operating on old programming. It is running scripts written by fear, by past failures, by the limitations others placed on you, by the poverty consciousness you absorbed from your environment. And every day that you allow those programs to run unchallenged, you are building tomorrow's poverty. You are cementing today's limitations into permanent structures. You are volunteering for a life of mediocrity when greatness is available to anyone willing to pay the price in disciplined thought. Let me tell you about a young man named Thomas Edison. Before he became the Wizard of Menlo Park, before he held over 1,000 patents, before he illuminated the world, he was a boy considered too stupid to learn. He was thrown out of school after 3 months because his teacher said he was addled. His mother took him home and educated him herself. She programmed his mind with possibility instead of limitation. And that single act of mental reprogramming changed the world. When Edison set out to create the incandescent light bulb, he failed 10,000 times. 10,000 attempts. 10,000 results that did not work. And when asked about his failures, he said he had not failed. He had successfully discovered 10,000 ways that did not work. Do you see the difference? His mind was programmed to interpret temporary defeat as feedback, not as failure. He kept going because his definite purpose was more powerful than any temporary setback. You have quit after 10 attempts, maybe 100. You tried something, it did not work, and you said to yourself, I guess it wasn't meant to be. Let me tell you something about destiny. It is not something that happens to you. It is something you create through definite purpose, backed by burning desire and sustained by persistence. Edison could have quit after 1,000 attempts. He could have quit after 5,000. But his mind was programmed with the unwavering belief that he would succeed, and that mental programming made all the difference. Andrew Carnegie came to America as a poor immigrant boy. He worked in a cotton factory for $1.20 a week. He could have accepted poverty as his permanent condition. He could have blamed his circumstances. He could have spent his life complaining about inequality and lack of opportunity. Instead, he programmed his mind with a definite chief aim: to become the wealthiest man in America through the steel industry. He studied, he worked, he formed a mastermind alliance with men who could help him achieve his goal. He organized his thoughts, his time, his resources, and his relationships around that single burning desire. And he became one of the richest men in the world, not because he was lucky, but because his mind was programmed for success while others drifted in mental laziness. You are drifting. You have no definite chief aim. You have wishes. You have hopes. You have dreams that you visit occasionally when life becomes unbearable. But you have not burned those dreams into your subconscious mind with such intensity that they become the dominating force in your life. You have not written them down. You have not created a definite plan. You have not decided with finality that you will achieve them or die trying. And because you have not made that decision, you are at the mercy of every wind that blows, every opinion that crosses your path, every temporary setback that appears. The millionaire mind operates on different principles than the poverty mind. The poverty mind sees money as scarce, as something to be hoarded, as something that others have but they cannot get. The millionaire mind sees money as abundant, as something that flows to those who provide value, as something that multiplies when properly invested in ideas and opportunities. The poverty mind focuses on problems. The millionaire mind focuses on solutions. The poverty mind asks, what if I fail? The millionaire mind asks, what if I succeed? The poverty mind is paralyzed by fear of criticism. The millionaire mind is energized by definiteness of purpose. Let me tell you about Henry Ford. When he decided to build the V8 engine, every engineer told him it was impossible. They said it could not be done. They said the laws of physics would not allow it. And Ford told them to do it anyway. He did not accept their limitation. He did not adjust his vision to match their doubt. He held firm to his definite purpose and commanded them to find a way. And after months of failure, they found a way. The V8 engine revolutionized the automobile industry, not because Ford was smarter than his engineers, but because his mind was programmed to refuse impossibility. You accept impossibility every day. Someone tells you something cannot be done, and you believe them. You encounter an obstacle, and you turn back. You face criticism, and you abandon your dream. You allow other people's limitations to become your own. And all the while, your subconscious mind is recording these moments of surrender, programming itself to quit faster the next time, to doubt deeper, to fear more intensely. Before I continue, answer one question honestly. When was the last time you decided something with such burning desire that you would not accept any outcome except success? When was the last time you committed to a goal so completely that temporary defeat only strengthened your resolve? When was the last time you programmed your mind deliberately instead of allowing circumstances to program it for you? If you cannot answer these questions, then you now know why your life looks the way it does. If you're still listening, something inside you is waking up. Your subconscious mind is the most powerful force at your disposal, and yet most people never learn to use it. They allow it to run on autopilot, absorbing whatever thoughts happen to drift through their conscious mind, reacting to circumstances instead of creating them. But when you learn to program your subconscious mind through auto-suggestion, through the repetition of your definite chief aim, through the visualization of your desired outcome, through the feeling of already having achieved your goal, you activate a power that can move mountains. Every night before you sleep, your subconscious mind is most receptive to suggestion. This is the time when the critical faculty of your conscious mind relaxes, when the gates to your deeper mind swing open, when new programming can be installed. And most people waste this precious time replaying their failures worrying about their problems, rehearsing their fears. They program their subconscious mind for more of what they do not want. They fall asleep thinking about debt, and they wonder why they cannot create wealth. They fall asleep thinking about their limitations, and they wonder why they cannot break through. They fall asleep thinking about what they lack, and they wonder why abundance never arrives. Tonight will be different. Tonight, you will begin the process of millionaire mind programming. Tonight, before you sleep, you will state your definite chief aim with clarity and feeling. You will see yourself already in possession of the wealth you desire. You will feel the emotions of financial freedom, of abundance, of success. You will repeat this process every night, impressing upon your subconscious mind the exact instructions for your new reality. And your subconscious mind, which cannot tell the difference between a vividly imagined experience and a real one, will begin to reorganize your thoughts, your habits, your actions, and your opportunities to align with this new programming. But you must be specific. You cannot program your subconscious mind with vague wishes. You cannot say, "I want to be rich," and expect results. You must state exactly how much money you intend to accumulate. You must state the exact date by which you will have it. You must state clearly what you intend to give in return for this money, because wealth is never something you get. It is always something you earn through providing value to others. You must state your definite plan for accumulating this wealth, and you must read this statement aloud twice daily, once upon waking and once before sleeping, with such feeling and belief that your subconscious mind accepts it as an order it must execute. Most people fail here because they do not believe. They say the words, but their heart doubts. They write the goal, but their mind whispers, "This is impossible." And the subconscious mind, which responds to feelings more than words, receives the message of doubt instead of the message of desire. You must feel it. You must see it. You must believe it with such intensity that your entire being aligns with the vision. I have seen men transform their lives completely by changing their thoughts. I have seen penniless men become millionaires. I have seen failures become successes. I have seen the defeated become victorious. And in every case, without exception, the transformation began in the mind. The external circumstances did not change first. The mind changed first, and then the circumstances followed. There was a man who lost everything in the financial crash. His business failed, his savings evaporated, his reputation was destroyed. He could have accepted defeat. He could have blamed the economy. He could have spent the rest of his life bitter and broken. But instead, he went into solitude and asked himself one question: what is my definite chief aim? He spent days thinking. He wrote. He planned. He decided that he would rebuild his fortune greater than before by providing a service the world needed. He programmed his mind with this new purpose. He repeated his goal every morning and every night. He visualized his success. He felt it. And within 5 years, he had not only recovered his losses, he had multiplied his wealth 10 times over. The circumstances had not changed. The economy had not magically improved, but his mind had changed, and that made all the difference. You have the same power. You have the same opportunity. You have the same access to the creative forces of the universe. But you must activate that power through definite purpose, through burning desire, through unwavering faith, through persistent action. You cannot sit and wait for circumstances to change. You cannot hope for luck. You cannot depend on others to rescue you. You must take control of the only thing you can control, your mind. And when you do, everything else will follow. Thoughts are things. They have power. They have substance. They have creative force. When you hold a thought in your mind with emotion and repetition, it seeks expression in physical reality. This is not mysticism. This is not wishful thinking. This is a law of nature as reliable as the law of gravity. Plant a seed in fertile soil, give it water and sunlight, and it will grow. Plant a thought in your subconscious mind, nourish it with desire and belief, and it will manifest. But most people plant seeds of poverty, of fear, of doubt, and then wonder why their harvest is bitter. The mastermind principle states that when two or more minds come together in harmony for a definite purpose, they create a third mind, a mastermind, more powerful than any individual mind. The millionaire understands this. He surrounds himself with people who think like him, who support his vision, who challenge him to become greater. The poverty-minded person surrounds himself with doubters, with critics, with those who pull him down to their level. Show me your closest friends, and I will show you your future. If you want to program your mind for wealth, surround yourself with those who think in terms of wealth. Read the books they read. Study the principles they follow. Absorb their mental attitude until it becomes your own. You cannot afford the luxury of negative thinking. Every negative thought you entertain is a withdrawal from your mental bank account. Every doubt you hold is a brick in the wall that separates you from your desires. Every fear you nurture is a poison that weakens your resolve. You must guard your mind as you would guard your most precious possession, because it is. You must refuse entrance to thoughts that do not serve your definite purpose. You must discipline yourself to think only thoughts that move you toward your goal. This requires vigilance. Your mind has been programmed by years of negative input. It has been trained to see problems instead of possibilities, to fear failure instead of expecting success, to accept limitation instead of demanding breakthrough. Reprogramming takes time. It takes repetition. It takes persistence. You will not change your mind overnight. But if you commit to the process, if you discipline your thoughts daily, if you refuse to accept defeat, you will gradually install new programming that serves your highest purpose. Persistence is the quality that separates the successful from the unsuccessful. Talent is not enough. Intelligence is not enough. Opportunity is not enough. You must have the persistence to continue when others quit, to stand when others fall, to believe when others doubt. Every great achievement in history was accomplished by someone who refused to give up. Every fortune was built by someone who persisted through temporary defeat. Every breakthrough came to someone who kept going when every logical reason said to stop. The poverty mind quits at the first sign of difficulty. The millionaire mind sees difficulty as a test, as a refining fire, as an opportunity to prove the depth of desire. When Edison failed the first 1,000 times, he could have quit. When Carnegie faced setback after setback, he could have given up. When Ford was ridiculed for his vision, he could have accepted defeat. But they persisted. They kept going. They refused to recognize defeat as anything other than temporary. You have quit too soon. You have given up too easily. You have allowed temporary defeat to become permanent failure in your mind. And because you accepted it mentally, it became your reality. But here is the truth. There is no such thing as permanent failure until you accept it as such. Every defeat carries within it the seed of equal or greater benefit, if you have the wisdom to find it. Every closed door opens another door, if you have the courage to keep walking. Every setback is a setup for a comeback, if you have the persistence to continue. Your mind is being reprogrammed right now. As you listen to these words, as you absorb these principles, as you feel the truth resonating in your spirit, old patterns are being disrupted. New neural pathways are being formed. New possibilities are being recognized. You are waking up to the power you have always possessed but never fully used. And this awakening is the beginning of your transformation. But awakening is not enough. You must act. You must take the principles you are learning and apply them immediately. You must write down your definite chief aim tonight. You must create your plan. You must begin the process of auto-suggestion. You must discipline your thoughts. You must surround yourself with the right influences. You must persist through the challenges that will inevitably come. Knowledge without application is useless. Understanding without action is mere entertainment. You must become a person of action, directed by definite purpose, sustained by burning desire, fortified by unwavering faith. The world does not reward those who know. It rewards those who do. It does not pay for potential. It pays for results. It does not care about your excuses. It cares about your contribution. And when you program your mind for success, when you align your thoughts with your definite purpose, when you persist through every obstacle, the world will step aside and make way for the person who knows where they are going. Money flows to those who understand its nature. Money is a servant, not a master. It is a tool, not a goal. It comes to those who provide value, who solve problems, who serve others, who create opportunity. The millionaire does not chase money. He creates value, and money chases him. He does not beg for opportunity. He becomes so valuable that opportunity seeks him out. He does not worry about competition. He becomes so excellent that he has no competition. You have been chasing money when you should have been building value. You have been looking for opportunities when you should have been developing skills. You have been comparing yourself to others when you should have been competing with your former self. The millionaire mind focuses on becoming more, knowing that having more is the natural result. The poverty mind focuses on getting more, never understanding why it remains empty. Organized planning is the vehicle that carries desire into action. You cannot achieve any goal without a plan. You cannot build wealth without strategy. You cannot create success through random effort. You must organize your time, your resources, your knowledge, your relationships around your definite chief aim. You must create a plan so clear that anyone could follow it. You must break your goal into manageable steps. You must take action on those steps every single day. And you must be willing to revise your plan when necessary, while never revising your goal. Most people plan to fail by failing to plan. They drift from day to day, reacting to whatever comes, never creating, always responding. They have no written goals. They have no clear plan. They have no daily discipline. And then they wonder why their life lacks direction and their bank account remains empty. The millionaire has a plan for his day before the day begins. He has a plan for his week before the week starts. He has a plan for his year before the year arrives. He knows where he is going, and he organizes everything around getting there. Decision is the master key that opens the door to success. Indecision is the thief that steals dreams and murders ambition. You must learn to make decisions quickly and change them slowly. The poverty mind does the opposite. It makes decisions slowly and changes them quickly. It wavers. It doubts. It seeks endless opinions. It fears making the wrong choice so much that it makes no choice at all. And indecision itself is a decision to let circumstances decide for you. Every successful person I studied had the ability to make decisions with speed and definiteness. They gathered the facts they needed, they weighed the options briefly, and they decided. And once they decided, they moved forward with commitment. They did not second-guess themselves. They did not run to others seeking validation. They decided and acted. And if the decision proved wrong, they learned from it and made a new decision, but they never allowed indecision to paralyze them. You have been paralyzed by indecision. You have spent more time thinking about what you should do than actually doing it. You have sought so many opinions that you are confused. You have waited for perfect clarity when clarity comes through action, not contemplation. Make a decision. Any decision aligned with your definite purpose is better than no decision at all. Decide what you want. Decide what you will do to get it. Decide when you will start. And then start. The power of faith activated by action is unstoppable. Faith without action is dead. Action without faith is exhausting. But when you combine faith in your ability to achieve your goal with persistent action toward that goal, you create a force that cannot be defeated. You will face obstacles. You will encounter setbacks. You will be tested. But if your faith is strong and your action is consistent, you will prevail. Faith is not blind belief. Faith is the visualization of and belief in the attainment of desire. It is the ability to see what does not yet exist. It is the conviction that what you can conceive and believe, you can achieve. It is the mental state that allows you to persist when all evidence suggests you should quit. Edison had faith that the light bulb could be created. Carnegie had faith that steel would build an empire. Ford had faith that the automobile would transform transportation. And their faith, combined with relentless action, changed the world. You must develop faith in yourself. You must believe that you are capable of achieving your definite chief aim. You must see yourself already in possession of the wealth you desire. You must feel it so completely that doubt has no room to enter. And then you must act on that faith every single day, taking steps toward your goal regardless of how you feel, regardless of what others say, regardless of how long it takes. Your transformation has already begun. The fact that you are still here, still listening, still absorbing these principles, proves that something inside you refuses to accept mediocrity. Something inside you knows you were meant for more. Something inside you is ready to break free from the mental prison you have been living in. That something is your true self, calling you to rise, to claim your power, to program your mind for the greatness you were born to achieve. Tonight, when you lay down to sleep, you will not be the same person who woke up this morning. You will be someone who understands the power of thought, someone who knows that riches begin in the mind, someone who has decided to take control of their mental programming instead of leaving it to chance, someone who is ready to write a new story, create a new future, become a new version of themselves. You will state your definite chief aim with clarity and emotion. You will see your goal as already achieved. You will feel the joy of success. You will program your subconscious mind with these instructions. And as you sleep, your subconscious mind will work throughout the night, reorganizing your thoughts, attracting opportunities, preparing you for the action you must take tomorrow. And tomorrow, you will wake up with new eyes. You will see opportunity where you once saw obstacles. You will feel possibility where you once felt limitation. You will think thoughts of abundance where you once thought thoughts of scarcity. And these new thoughts will lead to new actions. New actions will create new habits. New habits will build new character. And new character will manifest as new destiny. This is not magic. This is not wishful thinking. This is the application of universal law. This is the science of success that has been proven by every great achiever in history. This is the millionaire mind programming that separates those who dream from those who do, those who wish from those who will, those who hope from those who have. You are not a victim of circumstances. You are a creator of circumstances. You are not at the mercy of the economy. You are a force in the economy. You are not limited by your past. You are empowered by your future. But only if you take control of your mind, only if you program it deliberately, only if you refuse to accept anything less than the success you are capable of achieving. The hour is late, the world sleeps, but you are awake, you are listening, you are learning, you are changing. And while others waste their mental power on worry and fear and doubt, you are investing yours in vision and faith and determination. While others drift, you are deciding. While others quit, you are persisting. While others accept poverty, you are programming yourself for wealth. This is your moment. This is your opportunity. This is your call to greatness. Everything you have experienced up to this point has prepared you for this decision. Every failure has taught you what not to do. Every setback has strengthened your resolve. Every disappointment has clarified your desire. You are ready. You have always been ready. You simply did not know it until now. Rise up in your mind first, and your circumstances will follow. Become wealthy in your thoughts, and wealth will flow to you. See yourself as successful, and success will seek you out. This is the law. This is the principle. This is the truth that has enriched millions and will enrich you if you apply it with faith and persistence. If this message spoke to your heart, share it with someone who needs hope today. And if you want more messages that grow your soul, subscribe, because your journey has just begun.